Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who is booking, making purchases off the website, sending things to the P.O. box, purchases off the wish list, tipping the Clarista, and all that jazz. No, I don't know. I think I got through the list. But anyways, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. Chicago might be significant. I don't know. Something about Chicago. 'Cause when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. But anyways, let's dive in, shall we? Let's see what it is that you need to know today. Today is November 19th, family. Pluto has moved into Aquarius officially, and it will be there for the next 20 years. Look where you got Pluto in your chart. Look where you got Aquarius in your chart. This is supposedly a giant, I don't want to say supposedly. This is a huge shift, apparently. I hope that the energy is treating you well, right? But, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Anyways, I hope that everyone is doing well. Let's dive in. Let's see. Yeah, so it'll be there until 2044, okay? Also check, it was in Capricorn, right? Since like what, 2008, I think it was. So check and see. You might be able to, look and see where Capricorn is and your chart and see, you can see the evolution in that. Anyways, okay. Let's dive in, shall we? I love you guys so much. Already, so many songs this morning. We love the music. All right, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Take it away, take it away now. I had a feeling, I knew that this Five of Wands was going to come out here. I knew it. I knew it. I saw it in the little, when I grabbed the deck, I was like, oh, I'm going to see you guys. I'm going to see you guys. See how they're like fighting each other? That feels like an internal conflict, though, to be honest with you. Doesn't have to be, okay? But it kind of feels like it. A lot of this energy, okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Knowledge card, and the, what's that, Four Cups. Let me get some on these. This feels like some sort of reflection here, okay? Like looking in the mirror or kind of looking at something a little bit deeper, okay? Let's see. This feels like an energy of you, like walking away from or leaving behind some sort of aspect of yourself, or it almost feels like, like maybe like one last look into the past, or I heard before you allow yourself to move forward. So some of you, it's like, ooh, yeah, there's this internal conflict where I feel like, Four of Pentacles, see how he's like holding up that block, right? It's like there's something that I feel like you could have been, imagine being in that position, right, where you can't really move, right? You have to stay there in order to hold that in place so that everything else seemingly, right? I feel like this is an illusion, but I think there's something where your mind was like kind of tricking you in a way of like, okay, well, if I let this go, it's even to a point where like he's kind of like bleeding here. But there's just this idea that, like, if you were to let this go, right, that everything would kind of fall apart. And for some of you, nothing will fall apart. It will all remain because the foundation that is underneath this, or like what was used to kind of build it, is also too. There's this energy of a timeline coming through where it's like you've been holding that, right, in order for it to stay in place, but it's like, okay, you can let go now, right? You can trust that the divine, that whatever you've used to put that in place will keep it still. But for others of you, if it does fall, it's meant to fall, right? But it's I don't know what this is. This could be like family. This could be, something in your career. This could just be like a belief system that you have. We have union here. Yeah, I keep hearing that song. And when I'm back in Chicago, I'll feel it. It's like there's like an energy that, or something about yourself, maybe from when you were a child, that is like coming back to you, but it's a good energy. And it comes with kind of like letting this go here. It's giving the energy of like I said, it's like you create something, you build something, and then you kind of most people would test the durability of it, and it's almost like there's this energy of almost like you're afraid, or again, I'm not projecting onto anyone, I'm just picking up on the energy. This could be somebody else, okay? But I do feel like this has to do with some sort of personal progression, okay? But there's like this energy, and it could be just a subconscious fear, right? Of like being afraid to almost test, I heard like test the waters or test whatever this is, because I don't know. I don't know if you don't trust your ability to build, your ability to create, your ability to your resilience, or your, I don't know, but I feel like there's an energy of you moving past this here. Okay, but this could have been kind of what was keeping you in this place, because There is this energy of like, it's like, with the knowledge in the Ten of Cups, consciously, you're very aware that you have kind of like noticed how she's like manipulating the water, like with her hands, or like holding up the moon, or like there's just this energy of like in this, the heart with this, like the light is like kind of beaming down on her. It's like this energy of like, your capability to co-create, but there is just this subconscious something or other that is, it's almost like, again, it's like this internal, it's anxiety is what it feels like, you know what I mean? No shade, no hate, right? Because anxiety is a real mother licker, right? We see that on Inside Out too. She was crazy, right? She created all kinds of problems for no reason, okay? But yeah, so but this is, I feel like you're moving through this here, because over here we have this Four of Cups, and notice he's like looking in the mirror, right? Like there's this energy of like looking into that, and then with that we have the masculine and the feminine here, like that balance between both both masculine and feminine energies here. So there is some sort of reflection here that is like bringing you out of this space. It's almost like a battle in your mind of like, there's like this energy of like, yeah, I can co-create my own reality, right? I'm the bee's knees. I'm out here doing this shit, right? Obviously, all glory to God, but like you get, it's a very empowered energy. But then there's like, this other little voice inside of you that's like, it's, I feel like it's your heart that is saying, that knows these things, right? But it's like your mind that's like, but there's this other time that this didn't work out, or there was this other time that this person said that and then you were kind of rejected, or there was this other time, like, and I feel like you've done a lot of work about like moving through these other times, right? This feels like it's like something that's being swept out here, like those other times. It's an energy of like walking away from or releasing that version of you that kind of held on to those other times out of safety. Because it's like there's this realization, or there's some sort of like understanding or perception shift that's happening for you, that's realizing like that voice that you felt like was trying to protect you all this time is really, like I said, and I don't know if you've seen Inside Out too, but like, anxiety came through and she fucked a lot of shit up, right? She did. She fucked a lot of shit up, but, they all brought it back together towards the end. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like this energy of, there's this like realization like, oh shit, okay, so this little voice that has been, supposedly trying to keep me safe, or, whatever it is, I don't know. It doesn't have to be a little voice, right? Obviously, it could just be like thoughts, like these certain thoughts that you may have been having or whatever. It's like, first of all, realizing that they existed because at one point they probably did keep you safe. You know what I mean? Or that's how it was perceived. But also understanding that you're not there anymore. It's like there's just this huge development, this huge growth. Look at this Five of Cups, right? She's underneath the water. You can tell she's like kind of feeling lost or alone or, sad. But then, and then we have this Ten of Cups, right? Going back to this energy of, well, now she's kind of adapt to her environment, right? and she's learned how to manipulate the environment around her to create happiness, to create joy, probably not only for herself but for others. And so, like with this union, it feels like, you know, whatever, you know, whether it be like the masculine energy that was really holding on to this or the feminine energy, I feel like honestly, it could have been a little bit of both. You know, it feels like a pretty wounded masculine energy. I don't want to say pretty wounded. I just mean like it feels more so like a wounded masculine energy. You know, because the masculine energy is the doer, the one that keeps, you know, keeps is you know is associated with safety and all of those things. Um, but again, just you know, put it where it fits here. There's almost like this energy of like internally, like you know, a part of you is like trying to convince another part of you that you have this internal power, you know what I mean, or that you were just very cared for and loved by God, source, the divine, or you know what I mean, like whatever it is. Now, are you okay? He's okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is empowering both the masculine and feminine energy, to be honest with you. Now we have this like Queen of Pentacles. Didn't we just have a full moon in Taurus? That makes sense. Look at that bowl right there, right? Look at that bowl right there. What is that? I don't know. Yeah, this rebirth here. Uh, mm-hmm. Yeah. Gosh. Because then we have this like this mother and this scribe, and this is what I feel like is like the union is like this energy of you know, your feminine energy really tapping into that empress energy, and then this masculine energy with the scribe, right? That's you know, I feel like that's ancient wisdom, tapping into some sort of ancient wisdom. Maybe even like something about writing out. So I don't know if you guys have something about like writing practices or like journaling or something like that. I didn't know we were going to get super specific on certain things here, but also it's about like speaking out. This too, this scribe energy is I feel like it's also an energy of like ancestors here. And there's something about coming together with a certain ancestor or a certain passed over loved one. There's something very significant about your hands and the power that your hands hold. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is why there was an energy of like maybe always feeling like you needed to do something with your hands, or like I'm picking up on the energy of other people just wanting to make sure that that your hands were always filled, even if it was like with like lower vibrational things, because I feel like there's something very significant about your hands and what you do with your hands, or like I said, like the power, your your ability to create everything you touch, type of energy here. Now is the abundance card flipped over like that. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like too, there's this energy of, with this shift and this change, this like shift in perception or this understanding, right? Like this, this kind of like letting go in this situation here. I feel like it's almost like I don't know if it's like something that you may feel like you're not seeing, or the divine when it comes to abundance, there's some sort of shift within that as well, right? And I'm not talking about like just monetary abundance, but it's like the way that this was kind of flipped over here. Like not seeing something. Interesting. I'm cold. Covered in goosebumps. All right, let's see what else we got. There's something about your desires as a child also coming into some sort of fruition here. As I say that, the Ace of Pentacles is here with the Magician. Yeah, this is something that you don't see coming. Ace of Wands. This is a new path, something that's going to be very fulfilling for you. Yeah, look, we have this Judgment with the Empress here. Something that from your childhood, a desire here, okay, is coming to fruition. You're attracting this. You've manifested this, okay. And I feel like you know, again, I feel like it's part of that like discovery, right? Like that I flipped that card over and it was like, oh shit, there's abundance, right? Like there's something about, you know, like you know, they say like no stone uncovered, right? There's something about maybe this is something that you are uncovering within you that's like kind of like flipping this card over, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, within you kind of it's like an abundance that you didn't or you couldn't see because, you know, in the current state it was kind of flipped over, but now with kind of releasing this anxiety about whatever, right? Yeah, we have the justice here. It's yeah, nine of cups, wish fulfillment. You hear them kids? Maui, come here, buddy. Come here. It's okay. Yeah, some of you, it's like there's something that is like presenting itself here, okay? And it may be, you know, some of you may walk away from, you know, some things that you have been holding on to. And these could be things that even you created. They don't even have to be like beliefs, right? It could just be like, you know, maybe you're in a place of like I said, if you're tapping into those like childhood desires here, okay, it's possible that you could have already like manifested something from the ego, right? Unintentionally. It just happens, right? When we kind of start this journey, you know, we're like, oh, we can manifest. That's so cool, right? You start writing stuff down and manifesting, and then you start aligning to these things, right? And some of the things, when you are aligned to them, well, they're not really, you realize that it's no longer, it's like, sure, yeah, energetically I aligned to them, but I don't really want this anymore, right? Because you're at that state of consciousness. um and so there's something about that as well, where some of you, there's an energy of you could have manifested something here, and this could be that internal conflict of feeling like you have to hold on to it, because there's like this fear of like, you know, maybe that's it, right? Maybe there's nothing after that. No, there's totally something after that. Okay, I feel like that's definitely something very significant here. And if it's not something that you manifested, I just, you know, like I said, it could be an internal belief. It could just be something in your physical life where it's like, you know, again, out of safety, you may have felt like you really needed to hold on to whatever this is. Um, but I honestly feel like you're moving out of that energy and realizing that like holding on to it is causing more harm, you know, than good. And again, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. For all of you, it's going to be different. Could be a job, could be a habit, could be a belief. It could be, you know, like I said, just the idea. You know, it could be certain thoughts, right? Um, you know, it could be a person. It could be. I feel like a lot of it has to do with your own internal world, though. You know, the things that you tell yourself and the things that you believe, honestly. There's this like it's this doubt that like you, I don't know, I heard you aren't able to do what everyone else can do. What the fuck? You could probably do it better. Hello? Oh, I leave quite an impression. 5 feet to be exact. Just joking. I don't know where that song came from. Just might be a synchronicity for somebody. But maybe you leave quite an impression. And maybe you just don't realize it. You know what I mean? You don't realize it. Yeah. Yeah. Collective, I feel like you're moving through a spot where you could have been, it almost is like maybe like a plateau or like, you know, on this journey or like, maybe even like you got to a point on this journey and you got really comfortable, right? Like it feels safe here. It feels comfy here, right? Like this is good, you know? And the divine is like, no, but like we're gonna take you so much farther. And you're like, but it's good, it's safe here, it's comfy here, I'm warm and cozy, you know? You know, it could be something like that. I don't know, collective, but I do feel like, you know, so we have the Justice with the Nine of Pentacles, okay? So something, you know, is definitely going to be balancing out here. Nine of Pentacles is, you know, the Empress and the Minor Arcana, very independent, very abundant, very responsible, dedicated, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is that girl, right? She's that girl, right? She takes care of her body. She takes care of her bills. She takes care of her kids. I'm sorry. Maui is just, he's talking to the kids. He's saying, be safe out there, guys. Come here, Maui. But yeah. And that's the justice here, right? That is the justice. This could, and you know, this is a desire that could have been part, you know, from your childhood, is all those things. But honestly, there's something. It's a little bit deeper than that. I feel like, okay. Yeah, and then look, there's this communication there. The Ace of Pentacles with this King of or the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords with this King of Pentacles. That King of Pentacles was that opportunity that I was picking up on. Something coming towards you, right? Notice he's like, you know, coming towards this couple like, hey, I have something to offer you. Or, hey. It's okay, buddy. I love you. Thank you. You know, with that Ace of Swords, though, that's definitely like communication coming around that, but also, you know, some sort of truth. But also, I feel like, you know, this is coming towards you, but there's also an energy of like, I feel like too, it's like, you know, understanding and knowing, first of all, your ability to attract this, to call this in, and that you deserve this, right? We talk about that all the time. You know, because I feel like I'm picking up on an energy of like, you know, it's like somebody that like sees their worth, knows their value, but is still anxious about it because what if you're wrong? It's like, but you're not. You know, we have this Temperance with the Six of Wands. Exactly. It's like, I feel like for, you know, and for some of you, there's like this, it's like you know, there's some sort of confirmation that you could be, it's almost like wanting to see something in the physical, right? Like wanting to see physical evidence so you'll believe it. But if you remember on the Santa Claus, right, that cutesy little elf, she didn't say that seeing is believing. She said that believing is seeing. And that's what I feel like is happening here. My gosh. That kid is screaming. Do you guys hear that kid? Yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles here, which is sometimes it's it's sometimes an online platform. But the Page of Pentacles is, regardless, is it's a new beginning, right? Pentacles being something in the physical, but it also could be that you're getting some sort of message about this opportunity here. Okay. With the Queen of Cups, I feel like this is, this is coming from, first of all, it's emotionally fulfilling, but also like you're emotionally balanced as well as emotionally intelligent, right? Yeah. But also too, these two together, if we're talking about other people, which I don't feel like this reading is a whole bunch about, um, there is somebody that is watching you from a distance, and they're kind of upset. Could be a water sign, feminine energy. Um, but yeah, then we have this Eight of Pentacles with this Empress. Eight of Pentacles is hard work. It's a lot of work. It's hard work. It's, creating your stability here with the Empress. It's like, a balance between creating and attracting, right? Between, we're not necessarily chasing, but we're also, you have to take action. Faith without works is dead. So I feel like I feel like there's a really big balance coming into your energy, and it's because you're releasing this, whatever it is inside of you that is like, saying, well, I'm not sure about myself. Bitch, you better be sure about yourself, because, if you're not sure about yourself, nobody else is going to be. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you bitch. I meant it in the friendliest way. But look, we have the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Yes. I feel like this Emperor too could be somebody who this person might be daydreaming about you a little bit. They may see you as some sort of wish fulfillment, but also too, if we're talking about the balance between the masculine and the feminine energy, right? We have the Empress out here, which, I feel like it could go either way. It could be predominantly in your masculine or in your feminine energy, but regardless, excuse me, you're coming into some sort of balance here because it's time. Because you're, again, it's like you're something, I feel like your heart and your mind are deciding that they can agree on some shit about who you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Trying to decide if I want to do final messages. And what deck do I want to do them with? Yeah, it's like I just keep picking up on an energy of somebody that's like, in one minute you're like, yeah, I am that fucking bitch, right? And the next minute you're like, but what if I'm not? Right? Like, what if what if it's like, can you just stop with the what ifs, right? Can you just, and those what ifs come from that, I feel like it comes from perfectionism, right? You're a work in progress. Just because you haven't reached certain goals in your life does not mean that you are not already that girl or that dude, right? That you are not already the baddie. Okay. So, again, you don't have to be perfect to be that girl or to be that dude, right? But it's like, you certainly have to believe it, you know? Yeah. Because, it's, and a lot of you, I feel like you've been brought to this place, right? Intentionally, as far as like, what's going on so that you can kind of, it's one of those things. It's like the bow and arrow. I've been seeing that a lot lately, where I feel like a lot of us have been, kind of pulled back in a way, right, so that we can shoot forward, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's absolutely okay. You needed to go back into those shadows, right? In order to bring some more light to them, and it's one of those things. You're going to be shot forward. You're going to move forward here. um yeah. Yeah, I just heard that Sabrina Carpenter song again. Oh, I leave quite an impression. Collective, your confidence is shifting. It's changing. You're growing further into, loving yourself, feeling yourself, even, looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, damn, no matter how you look, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like there's an energy that's, kind of coming through that is fully supportive of this, of you, just really kind of, you know, um, it's empowering. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But, uh, it's just another level, another layer of self love. But I feel like this one is going to kind of like seep into the world. You know what I mean? Like, this layer of confidence, this level of confidence and self love is going to be noticeable. And most importantly, because we don't give a shit what people think, most importantly, it's going to be noticeable to the universe, to God, source, the divine. And this is like, I feel like calling in, uh you know uh opportunities and shit. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to like childhood desires. I feel like you have, again, this could come as a total surprise. And I feel like, okay, they just gave me this energy of like, I feel like you're going to see of exactly how God works, because I feel like whatever this is, I don't know that you have consciously made any action towards attracting this particular thing. I just think that God knows that it's aligned to you and that it's something that, it could have been a childhood desire or something like that. But I feel like it's definitely wish fulfillment. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. Like I said, I'm not sure that you have done anything consciously or in the physical, to call this in. This is all God. And I think that you're just going to be like blown away by 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 what this is. Yeah, then I just heard Glorilla, where she says, "Feel like Superwoman." What she say? The fuck? Feel like Superwoman or something like that. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, something very powerful is going to happen. Okay, and it comes with you balancing out this energy and kind of, you know, taking over that internal dialogue that is like, that kind of doubles back and is like, you know, am I though? Like, you just need to punch that hoe in the face, right? Like, yeah, because you are. You are. And you're going to be feeling like Superwoman. You're going to be feeling like Superman. I don't even know. But at the corner of each of these, we have the Emperor and the Empress. This is you, like, this is self-mastery, friend. Okay? This is deeper than rap, you know? You know what I mean? Expect the unexpected, okay? That's, you know, let it all work out. You know what I mean? That song where, I don't know if it's Glorilla, I don't know who it is, but right, he don't want to be saved, don't save him. That's not my, don't claim him. What does he say? What does she say? About 20 missed calls. Something. White boy wasted Channing Tatum. He don't want to be kept, don't keep him. He don't want the baby, then bitch, don't keep him. I don't know who needed it, but that's the song where she said, "Feel like Superwoman." Okay. So I don't know. Apparently I'm just a jukebox today. But anyways, I like this message. Ooh, look, and then we got rich girl here. Okay. So some of y'all about to come into some money. I almost wanted to say munty. Uh, but some money, okay? Um, yeah. Not that that necessarily matters, because I feel like you are the money, right? Like, hello. But I like this reading. I feel like it's the masculine energy. Because we have this Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles here, right? And if you remember at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles with the Fool says that, like, the feminine energy within you is like, I'm all in. I know my ability to create. I know my ability to make shit happen, to make shit shake, right? But it's the masculine, the logic, right? That's like, with this Three of Swords, that may be a little bit heartbroken here, okay? It's like, well, whoa, you know, like, hold on, right? Hold on. Don't, you know. I feel like this is going to balance out, though, right? Because if you look at this Page of Cups here, right, it's like the masculine inside of you really admires the feminine, right? Like, really admires that energy. And I know this may seem kind of crazy, but to kind of put out this way, but yeah, there's this energy of you know, we do have this Emperor here and the Empress. Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So this energy is here to support this like evolution. You know, do whatever you feel guided to do about it. You know, because some of you that you know maybe you won't have to do anything, and the divine will just take care of you. Some of you may have to look at that, you know, that voice that is like, or that, you know, those thoughts that are like, well, what if, you know what I mean? You know, but some of you, it's like you've already kind of worked on that. And there's like this integration that's happening. We're all at different places. Just follow your guidance on whatever you feel you need to do. But this is the energy. It's here to support this, you know? Um, yeah. That makes sense, Sunsies, for sure. So, yeah, there could be some, you know, just internal beliefs that are no longer uh, supported. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was a long time ago when I was in the apartment, huh? Definitely. So I would definitely look at those for sure. Crystal, I get that. I think I let some people too close and then that was used against me. This is Have a good day. Love you. Yeah. Fostering kids, I think, would be challenging, but I think it would be very rewarding. Um, that's crossed my mind a few times. I just don't have the space, really. I've also thought about surrogacy, like being a surrogate, but I feel like my kids would suffer from that probably. And I don't, not that they would suffer, but they wouldn't get the 100% me. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You're welcome, Bobby. Crystal, I agree 1000%. Yeah, I wondered about that, Rose. It's like, I understand, yeah, it's hard because, like, you can understand. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I just don't, I was never really, like, good at being pregnant. You know what I mean? You know how, like, some people, how some people, like, love being pregnant? You know what I mean? Like, they love being pregnant and they do it really good. Not me. Not me. And it could have been that, I didn't have, fantastic support, or, you know, uh, I don't know. Also, my emotional stability at that time. Who knows? But, uh, yeah. Literally, I could see that. There was one time I had a in-home daycare. It lasted for, like, because so it was when I was married, and my ex-mother-in-law, she runs a daycare. And so, she suggested it, and, because it's been very fruitful for her. And I love that for her. But there was this one time that a kid, um, like, took one of those, like, beaded necklaces and, like, wrapped it around my kid's neck and was like, and I was like, okay, daycare's closed. We're done. Surrogate solutions. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was just it was a bad time. Lou Ray, I kind of get that. I feel like on some, like, weird level, I, like, am, like, understanding, because I feel like it would be the same with Zyla for whatever reason. It's like I just feel like that, you know? And their nasal cavity. Yeah, I get that. It would be fun though. I think it would be fun to be like an art teacher. Like rather than having a bunch of kids in my home, I think it would be fun to like like meet them somewhere. You know? Exactly, Crystal. Great. Wouldn't that be fun to be like an elementary school art teacher? Shit, sign me up. You know what I mean? Sign me up because I would have the best time. We're getting out the paper mache, we're getting out the clay, we're getting, you know. Oh, that's so cool, Sarah. Actually, Sarah, so my kids' elementary school, they have a piano class that's required all the way from, it's like first grade, or maybe it even is kindergarten, but all the way to sixth grade. And they take piano. It's cool. Exactly, Mary. Oh, thanks, Crystal. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be cool. There's some of those around here. It matches your vocals. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, that would be fun, Sarah. Like, or like an after school program or something. Maui, come here. He's wagging his tail. The neighbor has heard. Hey, come here. I know you want to play with them. No, I know you want to play with them. He's wagging his tail. It's all like, come get me. My mom said I could play. I did not. I did the whole PTA thing, but it's a typical small town moms of, the moms were like people that like grew up here, and I was kind of like outcasted. It felt like, nah, they were friendly, but you could just, you could feel that who is she, right? That kind of, but I did it, the PTA for a little bit. Chances are they, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. sessions. Sarah, I love that. So I, that's so funny because I was just thinking yesterday about like, I saw this meme and it was like how to draw an owl. And it started with like a circle, right? Like step one was like a circle and then like an oval, right? So that's the head and then the oval. And then step two was it said finish the fucking owl, and it was the whole owl. And I feel like because to me it was like my brain was like that makes sense because I don't know how I end up with like the finished result most of the time. You know what I mean? I just so it's funny you say that because I don't know if like one-on-one lessons is like a good idea because that would be me. I'd be like, okay, so we're gonna draw, the basic shapes of it and then just fucking finish that shit, right? Like, what do you see? Draw what you see. Hi. I love you. That's true, Sarah. Yeah, I feel like I could. I feel like it would definitely be fun. Definitely be fun. And when I was a kid, I did always want to be a teacher. You know what I used to play all the time? I had like chairs and like I'd put my stuffed animals in a chair and then I'd read to them. Isn't that funny? Internet, that's like one of my goals. You did that too, Sarah? I love that. Awesome, guys. What do I call this video? What was this reading about? Thanks, Grant. Yeah, Crystal. Well, did you guys hear? I don't know how valid or how true it is, but Trump is doing some things to make college free. Again, I'm not huge into politics or anything like that, but that is one of the things that his administration is working on is creating free college. Um, which is dope. Regardless of where you stand politically, that's dope. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, free fits my budget too. Like, right up in there. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah. Honestly, my opinion, the way that he's coming out, coming right out of the fucking gate with all this shit. I think that he took his last term, you know, uh, like since his last term, I think he's been working behind the scenes on, certain things because you know. No, thanks, Internet. What are they doing out there, Maui? Do you know? What is she doing out there? Neighbor. So, but I thought that was cool. I don't know how quickly that will come into fruition, but you know, yeah, who knows what she's doing out there? She got her little grandbabies. I did not know that. For sure, Crystal. For sure. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I personally was guided not to vote. I had my own, my own, my discernment kind of showed me some things, right? Obviously, but um, you know, I just do what God tells me to do. And so, and my state of consciousness, it feels as though, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I think a lot, again, when I talked about that reading where it was like, everyone, the test was making the decision on whether you voted either way or you didn't vote at all, right? The test was you know being obedient or like listening to what you felt guided to do, based on God's source, the divine, and that inspiration and what you saw, you know. So and it's crazy. I mean, the shit we've seen happen since, you know, that election, we jumped timelines, regardless of what you feel about him. Um, we jump, we jump timelines, and it's crazy to see the things that have been happening. Right, Crystal. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know had it gone the other way. I don't know what immediate changes we would have seen. Probably none, simply because the same agenda there, I feel like. But I don't know. You know what I mean? But what I do know is that, I mean, it was like, what, literally the same day or the next day that like people are calling off wars in other countries, you know, Putin's ready to talk. Like there's, and again, I'm not a political person. I just observe. I just observe, and I know what I feel. So yeah, Mary. you later, buddy. Love you. Him go to him's bed. But gosh, and I come from like a, I remember there was one time when I was younger, um, where like my car was threatened to be taken away if I didn't vote. My grandma was like, I will come take your vehicle if you do not bring me an I voted sticker. I was like, okay. Okay, Grandma. Who do I vote for? And that's what I did. Sarah, I absolutely understand that. 1000%. I'm just, gosh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Who allowed you to be so cute? Anyways, guys, 7979 might be significant. Always be careful what you wish for. Yeah, the day of the election, I just lit up, I said a prayer, I lit a white candle, and I let that bitch burn for days. You know, those like dollar store candles? I just let it burn. I let it burn. You felt guided not to vote. I think a lot of us did, and I think it's because, like, consciously, we can kind of see through the fact that, like, our government as it exists, this, like Crystal was saying, the system as it exists is not for the people. It's to control the people, right? So we know that there needs to be more of a change, right? It's like, for me, it was like, yeah, and it's more than just, you know, we need God more than we needed a Kamala or a Trump. You know what I mean? Like, again, my discernment, I was able to see through, certain things, but that's where I was at with it. Have a good day, Teresa. Have a good day, Antoinette. Yeah, that's fair, Bobby. Yeah. And to me, politics is just another device to create separation and division and, for people to come against each other. And I'm just not about that life. You know what I mean? Like, I am just not about that life. Like, you know, Jasper's great. Well, in the original Bible, in the Geneva Bible, it does list when it talks about like, things that are of Satan. It is the government, those that govern are one of those things. But that Bible was made illegal when the new Bible, King James, was written. King James wrote, which he wrote not long after he wrote, some sort of demonic book as well, right? He took that bit out, right? Um, yeah. But again, going back to, remove all of the technicalities, right, of that. If you voted, or you didn't vote, right, and it came from your heart, you listened to what God gave you, put on your heart specifically, and your current state of consciousness, I feel like, we, as a collective, we did that. And I think that there was a big, we stepped into another timeline. Yeah, Sarah. Thank you, Grant, for your confirmation. What is this song? Lorianne, no, not me specifically, but I did see somebody else mentioning that it's like ascension symptoms with like, did it come on like over the last like couple days or something? Somebody mentioned something about it being associated with Pluto going into Aquarius. And there was like a lot of people that were kind of like coming down with those symptoms, like randomly sick, people that hadn't been sick in like years. They said like since like the full moon on Friday, just suddenly, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I would say that I mean, don't, if it gets bad, obviously go to the doctor, you know what I mean? Like, but, or whatever you do. But, yeah, I did hear that there's a lot of people. Um, yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you said something. Because no, it wasn't me, but my son, his cough has been pretty heavy over the last few days. Um, so my guess is it's your body is purging. You know what I mean? Uh, you know, uh, no, that's so sweet. Um, yeah, your body is probably just purging a lot of the old toxins and things like that, and it could also be that, Janine. Because been there, done that. But, we're coming into a new energy and things like that. So that probably has something to do with it. Bye, Mary. I love you. Have a good day. That's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Just put you're feeling it too. I think with the election and then just just a lot going on collectively and also, for we have to keep in mind, I have to remind myself often um that there are a lot of people that are awakening right now, okay? There are and if you're super empathic, right? You know, it's easy to kind of pick up on um, other people's energy, the people around you, kind of like you know, the energetic chaos or anything like that. And I'm not telling you to not be disciplined, listen to your own guidance, but, uh, you know, uh, keep in mind, as an empath, it's a heavy world. It's a heavy world, okay? Have a good day. All right. Bye, Rose. Yeah, I should probably get going too. Who knows? I'll probably be back. You just never can tell. Okay? You just never can tell. Um, but I love y'all. Thank you, Lorray. I love you so much. And Sarah, I love you. I love you all. Anna. Love you, Crystal. All right, guys. Love you, love you, love you. Have the very best day. I'll see you later.